Welcome back to Tam. Today we're making chocolate frogs. There is no recipe here. It's just a method on how to temper chocolate. And let me just show you why you want to know how to temper chocolate. This is an untempered chocolate frog, and that is a tempered one. Do you see the difference? How incredible is that? Untempered gives you this crumbly, dull, bloom chocolate. Tempered gives you shiny, gorgeous chocolate, and it actually tastes better as well. It's got the right mouth feel. This is gonna be a bit powdery. So let's learn how to temper chocolate. Chocolate being an essential part of my Pesach. I don't know about yours. Let's get started. Pesach is coming, and one of my favorite Pesach ingredients is chocolate. Chocolate is not chametz. It's actually considered either a fruit or a berry or even a nut. So chocolate is a good thing for Pesach, but we're working with chocolate a lot, so I thought it was worthwhile discussing how to temper chocolate. Let me just show you. That is chocolate that has not been tempered. It means that it's not actually stable. It's got a bloom on it. It actually doesn't snap. It kind of crumbles. Chocolate you buy is already in temper. It is shiny. It is hard. It actually preserves better because it's in temper and it's got a snap. So that's what you're after. Can you achieve this at home? Yes, you can. And I'm going to give you the method how. There are loads of methods out there. We're using what's called the seeding method. And the reason I like it is because there's accurate measurements and temperatures. And if you have a thermometer, you could do this too. That said, I'm the one who made these gorgeous little untempered frogs yesterday. So the potential for going wrong is there as well. What you're going to need is a pot with about 2 inches of water, and you're going to bring that water to a simmer. You're going to put 3/4 of your chocolate in a bowl that fits over it like so, and the other quarter of your chocolate reserve. The next piece of equipment you need is a thermometer. I've got an electric one here. You can use an analog one. It doesn't matter, but it needs to have a probe that fits into the chocolate. And I'm gonna put it in once the chocolate's actually melted. Until then, there is no point. So with the water simmering, not boiling, we don't want any water to touch the bottom of this bowl. We're gonna let this chocolate melt. We're gonna use a spatula to help it along. And we're aiming for 48 degrees Celsius. So 48 degrees is what our first temperature. We've got 3 altogether. 48 Celsius is our first one. So I'm gonna let this guy do its thing. I'm gonna drink my coffee while it's happening. 48 degrees, and I'll see you there. So as soon as my chocolate melted, it reached 48 degrees very easily. In fact, we're pretty hard. We're already at 67, which is fine. We needed to reach that. Hopefully our chocolate tempering will still work. It's gone a little bit beyond, but that's okay, because now I've got that other 25% of my chocolate. It's going in. This is when it's called seeding. And I'm basically going to mix in this bit of chocolate until it's melted. And we want to lower the temperature to 27 degrees Celsius. So from that very high 48, we're going down 20 degrees, 21 degrees to 27. And when it's at 27, when it's that cool, we heat it up again to 32. What we're doing is we're agitating the molecules in the chocolate to get them to reform new crystallized bonds. If you understood me, that's great, because I'm not sure I understand myself. I've just been doing this for years, and this is the way I was taught, and this is the way it seems to work, aside from those frogs, which did not work at all. So I am watching the rest of that 25% of chocolate melt in. And then we're going to make sure we're down to 27 degrees before we heat it back up to 32. And then we're ready to work. So you're gonna have to hit 48, 27, 32. 48 is our top, down to 27, back up to 32. So I'm gonna keep on doing this. Be back with you in a moment. So I've cooled down our chocolate to 27 degrees. Let me just show you, 27 there. And now it's going back onto our simmering water. And I have the water at its lowest simmer possible because I want to reheat this chocolate now to 32. At 32, it is hopefully tempered and ready to be worked with. So we're reheating now to 32, constantly stirring. They sell these awesome chocolate thermometers. They're also a spoon, so you could stir and gauge the temperature at the same time. I prefer this guy. We're almost there. 30. We're just at 30. And it's going to heat up fairly quickly because we're only going up to 32. That was 31 now. And we're nearly at 32 and we are done. And now our chocolate is ready to be worked with. I'm going to pour it into my prepared piping bag, and then we're going to fill our frog molds. So I've got my frog molds. When molding chocolate, you actually need to ensure that your mold is clean and free of any like dust or debris. Do it straight before you're ready to fill. Otherwise, the chocolate will pick up anything that's in there. So I have my chocolate in my piping bag, and I'm just gonna fill these guys up. Yeah, we've got chocolate frogs happening. So I'm gonna keep on going until all the frogs are absolutely beautifully filled. I'm gonna tap it out just to make sure there are no air bubbles, but we'll be right back. All right, so our chocolate mold is filled. There's some gaps, so I'm gonna go in. Actually, if I had a toothpick, which I can't locate, but instead I'm gonna go with a sharp knife. I'm going to tap it out a few times gently, and when you do that, any air bubbles will rise to the top, and if you want, you could punch out the air bubbles. And I'm also going to use the knife to kind of nudge the chocolate into every little crevice of our little gorgeous chocolate frogs. These are going into the fridge for about 5 or 10 minutes to set, and then we will know if our tempering worked or not. So frogs, fill them in perfectly, tap out the air bubbles, into the fridge we go. Our frogs have been in the fridge for about 10 minutes and they are set. Don't take them out before they're set. They'll also set at room temperature, but it'll take far longer. Moment of truth, have they been tempered or not? If they release easily from the mold, that's one way of telling. And here we go. Yes! And check it out. An untempered frog will start melting almost immediately in your hands. And I'll show you. Not melting yet. It's a really, really good sign. We've got tempered frogs. Oh my goodness. All right. Bring on Pesach. Bring on the frogs. I cannot wait. So if you want to learn how to temper frogs, just go back. Start all the way from the beginning. We're going to hit 48 top temperature. 27 is our bottom, and then our working temperature is 32. And I'll give you all those things in Fahrenheit as well. But just remember 3 temperatures: top, bottom, middle, and middle is your working temperature. All right, I hope you temper loads of chocolate. And just to show you the difference, untempered, tempered. Can you see that? How awesome is that? All right, see y'all soon.